Government is set to dispose of the 86 gallopers rotting away at the local government institute in Medina. According to Deputy Finance Minister Kweku Kwating, valuation of the vehicles has begun and they will be sold off by the end of the year.
Now, there have been concerns and a series of reports by City News on the vehicles that were brought into the country almost 20 years ago, but have been the subject of litigation between government and Africa Automobile Limited. There's more in the following report.
If the vehicles could be equated to newborn babies, the said individuals would have blossomed into 19-year-old teenagers by now. But the situation is not the same with these 86 cross-country vehicles. They were first brought into the country in 1999 at the behest of the Rawlings government. The vehicles were originally brought into the country to be used by district chief executives, but the then Kufuor government failed to distribute the vehicles to the various assemblies, citing the absence of a written contract in the purchase of the vehicles. After years of back and forth and litigation, Deputy Finance Minister Kweku Kwating says government is ready to dispose of the vehicles. But how?
The vehicles, there were issues in court relating to those vehicles that I'm sure in the past made it difficult for not just customs but government generally to proceed to dispose of those vehicles. But a lot of those matters have been resolved now, and given the rate at which those vehicles are deteriorating, we have made a decision to dispose of them. We're looking to do that before the year closes.
We get to some other stories, and the Minister for Development or Special Development Initiatives, Hawa Kumsin, says Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu has no basis to question the relevance of the ministry she superintends when his constituency has been one of the top beneficiaries of projects from the ministry. At the conclusion of the budget debate, the minority report said his side would not support the allocation to the said ministry because it is creating a needless conflict. There's more in the following report.
The House, after days of vigorous debate on all aspects of the budget, approved the financial policy statement. The final contributions, however, were from the leaders of the two sides of the House. Making final comments on the 2019 budget debate, Majority Leader Oseiche Mensah indicated that the superb economic management of the Kufuor administration had exposed the shoddy job done by the Mahama government. But the Minority Leader disagreed. He said most of the policies of the current government were failing and indicated his side will not support allocations to the Special Development Ministry.
May I use this opportunity to call on the President that his Ministry of Special Initiative, Mr. Speaker, I'm serving a strong notice. We on this side will not support any budgetary allocation or appropriation to that ministry.
Minister for Special Development Initiatives, Hawa Kumsin, is unfazed. She says the concerns of the minority are unfounded.
You see, if a whole leader of parliament, a leader of a minority, will just stand on the floor of parliament to say this, I beg to differ. Because he knows very well that last year, it was last year around November when the bill for the development authorities were passed. And definitely they couldn't have done anything. I think their problem is I should have waited for the development authority to come and start with the work so that they will have the opportunity to blame the government, that the government is using the development authority as an excuse.
Every day, thousands of unemployed youth in the country go in search of jobs, with majority of them failing to secure one. Most return home disappointed given the increasing unemployment levels. My colleague Marie-France Fojo joined thousands of such youth at a Blue Skies job opening this morning, hoping to secure a job.
It's 9 a.m. at Blue Skies in Nsawam in the Greater Accra region, where close to 2,000 people have been queuing since 4 a.m. hoping to secure a job. Unfortunately, only 300 out of this number will be employed. These vacancies arrive a few times a year when demand from the fruit processing company increases. The company will only employ them for a few months.
Well, basically, we came here this morning with the news going out that actually we are recalling some old hands that had worked here, about 300 people maximum. And the message went across that we are doing recruitment. Came here this morning, you cannot even drive through the crowd. And it tells you the kind of challenge that we have as a people and the need for our governments and other agencies and individuals possibly to do more to engage these wonderful people so we can curb unemployment.
So why aren't these mostly senior high school and university graduates seeking permanent jobs?
For now, I don't think I can get some right now, but I prefer the proceedings here, their payment and their welfare, everything. I think it's good, that's why.
The 12 persons aspiring to lead the National Democratic Congress as its presidential candidate will have to pay a total of 420,000 Ghana cedis in fees in order to become eligible. The charges were announced today by the party's National Executive Committee after a meeting. My colleague Fred Jabano was at the NDC's headquarters and reports.
According to the party, the decision to charge 420 cedis as fees will largely help cater for the huge cost associated with holding elections of that magnitude. Speaking to the media, General Secretary of the NDC, Asiedu Nketia, says persons who seek to lead the party must be able to bear the cost.
Choosing between spreading the cost among our party members and then putting the cost on those who have the ability to pay, we choose that. We think that it is perfectly in line of social democratic principles that those who have the ability to pay should pay instead of spreading that burden. Because you see, the cost must be paid. Otherwise, the activity will not get done.
Let's get to Dodowa, where 7 people have been arrested by the Dodowa Divisional Police Command following a scuffle between land guards and landowners on Wednesday at the Shai Osudoku District Hospital, leading to several injuries. A situation that has resulted in patients on recovery being traumatized. And there's more in the following report.
Work at the Shai Osudoku District Hospital and the Dodowa municipality came to a standstill for 2 hours on Wednesday following a scuffle between a group of landowners and land guards at the premises of the hospital. Reports indicate that the fight began at Wodokum, a town in Dodowa, when a group of men clashed over the ownership of some lands. The peaceful nature of the hospital is reported to have turned chaotic upon the arrival of some wounded persons who were involved in the fight. The fight between the land guards and the landowners continued at the hospital when persons involved in the scuffle followed the wounded persons to the hospital.